Hello, hello. All right, so my camera's not working, so no picture of Miss Horton, but that's all right. So I wanted to do a quick lesson video for you on ordering real numbers for 1.06. So let's just do a quick review of changing irrational numbers to a decimal and rounding those. So we've got these square root of 7. And let's see, if I do square root of 7 on my Desmos calculator, I put that square root sign, 7, it's 2.6 would be rounded to the nearest tens place. So I'm going to jot that down right here, 2.6. And then it says to plot that on a number line, 2.6 would be approximately right here, a little bit more than halfway. All right, next one is square root of 18. So I'm going to go ahead and just click that out and we'll do 18. 4.2 is going, oops, sorry, 4.2 for this one. And that's going to be closer to the 4 than the 5. And our last one for a quick review, square root of 23 is 4.79. So this 9 here tells you to bump that up to 8. So that's going to be approximately 4.8, which is going to be closer to the 5. All right, hopefully that helped. Then I want to go ahead and do this quick review because you have a TFAR today and you might see questions like this on your TFAR. It says between which two consecutive numbers on the number line is the square root of 32. Select two locations on the number line. So we're going to make sure it's the whole numbers or these integer numbers. So let's go ahead and do the square root of 32. So I'm going to do 3, 2. So I get 5.6. Now, we just practiced plotting, so 5.6 is going to be a little bit right here, a little bit a little past the middle. So it's between this number, it's between 5 and 6. So that's how you would do that type of problem. All right, for today's lesson, 1.06, the essential question is, how do I put a set of real numbers in order? Today I'm ordering a set of real numbers so that I can use prior knowledge to better understand ordering numbers. I'll know I got it if I can explain how to order a set of real numbers. So academic vocabulary, we did this during the week, last week, but if you don't have it, please take a screenshot of that. It was one of the lessons last week, the set of real numbers. I think we did it Wednesdays. It can be divided into two subsets, rational, irrational, and it goes over each type of number here. You have rational numbers. Those can be written as a fraction, integer, repeating or terminating decimal. Integers, there's the set of integers, positive, negative numbers, and zero. Whole numbers, no negative numbers, but includes zero. Natural numbers, it's like naturally counting. You start with a number 1. And then over here, irrational cannot be written as a fraction. It's non-repeating, non-terminating. Decimals are irrational numbers, or not non-terminating decimals. Okay, so make that clear. So if they go on and on and on, those are irrationals. All right, so let's practice this. It says make sure the online decimal calculator is open. So it says change each number to a decimal. All right, so 58%. You don't have a percent key on here, so let's just take a recall here. 58% is the same as 58 over 100, and really the easiest way to change a percent to a decimal is to move this decimal over here. It's like dividing this 58 by 100, so it's 0.58. All right, 4 and 3 fours. So let's look at that magic calculator. So I'm going to put the number 4, and then I'm going to put the fraction bar, or you can put the divide. Nope. Oh, see, Miss Horton messed up there. We're going to do 4, and then we're going to space away before I do that fraction bar. And it's 3 fourths. All right, and then I'm going to click this here, and I get 19 over 4. Well, that's still not a decimal. So then I'm going to do 19 over 4, and there's my decimal, 4.75. So this is 4.75, and you may have already known that. All right, square root of 45 is going to be one of those square roots that are not going to end in a integer number. So we'll just round it to the nearest tenth, 6.7. You should be working these with me. Make sure you're doing this. Our -3.5 is, you have that -3. You can do those same steps on here. -3, space away, push that division key, 1 over 2. There's my improper fraction. Now I'm going to write that here, and there's my decimal, -3.5. You may have already known that. All right, so let's look at that 125%. Remember, percent means per 100 over 100. So divide 125 by 100, or just simply, hold on, move that decimal point over like we did at the first one. It's here, but you only go 2 places because it's dividing by 100, 1.25. And then we have 27 over 4. We know how to do this. We're just going to put that in as a fraction on the Desmos calculator. We get 6.75. Okay, moving on. So how to order real numbers. You have, all of these are real numbers. Change each number to a decimal, okay? And then compare the decimal numbers. Negative numbers are always smaller than positives. And we're going to go least to greatest. So this one's already a decimal. So let's look at how to find what the decimal for -2 pi. I'm going to clear that. -2, and then I'm going to push this pi key, and it's -6.28. So, oh, and look, we already have that. So that's the same thing. So let me just cross off one of those. So we don't need it twice. So -2 pi is equal to approximately -6.28. So that's a negative number. We also have this as a negative number, -3.5. We just did that one, is -3.5. All right, then we have this square root of 6. So let's do it on a calculator. Square root 6, 2.44. So we'll just say 2.4 approximately. Change this to green. So the square root of 6 is 2.4. And then we have the negative square root of 2. And you can put that negative in first and then do the square root sign and then 2. So it's -1.4 approximately. All right, we got to be careful with these negative numbers. So square root of 2, I should have written these up here. Square root of 6 is 2.4. Negative square root of 2 is -1.4. All right, negative numbers are going to be the smallest, and I want you to look at this number line. If I can just draw one real quick. Your negative numbers, as they go to the left, they're getting smaller and smaller. So the smallest one, let's look at our negative numbers. We've got this one, oh, I'm sorry, this one, and this one. So this is going to be the smallest because it's going to be way out here. So -6.28, which was this one, -2 pi. And then the other negative is, the next one would be this one. So -3.5. And then the -1.4, so negative square root of 2. Now let's look at our positives. We have I skipped this one, 4/3. So that one's going to be, when you do it on the calculator, it's 1.3 repeating. So then if we have our number line, remember here's 1, here's 2. So 1.2 would be smaller than 1.3. So 1.2 is next, and then 4/3. And you can pause this and rewind if you need to. And then what was our last one? The square root of 6. Okay, that's just one example. Let's try a couple more. Limited to 15 minutes, so we gotta be careful. All right, so let's try this. So we've got negative, or we got 5.78, negative 5.9, 58%, and negative 23.4, least to greatest. So let's focus on our negative numbers first. This is already a decimal, so let's change negative 23/4 to a decimal. So we're going to do 23/4. That's negative 5.75. Now, so I want you to, this is kind of tough here. It's always harder with those negative numbers. So if we have, oh, that's not very straight. I'm going to just put the 0 here. We got negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 5.75 is going to be approximately here, and negative 5.9 is going to be closer to here. So that's actually your smallest one. So look at your choices here. This one and this one are the only two that have negative 5.9 listed first. So we can cross these two off. And then the next negative number would be, okay, and that's the same. We're good there. Let's go to our positives. So on the positives, remember you have to change this 58% to a decimal, move it over 2 places, 0.58. Okay, so that is a lot smaller than this 5.78. 0.58 is going to be between 0 and 1. 5.78 is going to be out here between 5 and 7. So the next number should be 58%. So here it is. We just have time for one more. Let me see. Let's do, yeah. Well, let me just go through and make sure I want you to practice these because of time, I'm not going to be able to do all of these. So let's see, here's one, just pause this, practice this one. Reach out to me if you need those answers. Here's another one, pause it, practice. Another one, pause, practice. Star question 2023. Okay, so this right here is in-class kick, and you can get extra credit or Narwhal bucks for completing this class kick. So you log into it. The assignment name is order real numbers, and you can get Narwhal bucks by sending me a screenshot of the completed work, and that note's on there. All right, last problem for you to practice. This was also a 2023 STAR question. And let's look at the week real quick. Today's Monday, order real numbers, and then you have exponents tomorrow and so on. You do have a TFAR in Cambian. Make sure you're ready to take that. Go through this lesson completely. Make sure you understand it because it is over ordering real numbers, what we just covered in this recording.